Normal respiratory function requires the following: breathing sufficient air, normal breathing rate, oxygen and carbon dioxide gas exchange, and your diaphragm and intercostal muscles working effectively. Hyperventilation is a condition where your respiratory rate increases so much that you intake much more oxygen than carbon dioxide that you exhale. This lowers carbon dioxide levels and raises oxygen levels, which causes a condition called hypocapnia and the following symptoms. The symptoms of hyperventilation are numbness, dizziness, rapid breathing, decreased visual acuity and judgment, and in extreme cases, loss of consciousness. If you have hyperventilation, you may feel a headache, weakness, or drowsiness.
Hyperventilation can be caused by stress, fear, anxiety, or high workloads. All of these can be common in the cockpit. Hypocapnia and respiratory alkalosis affect the cardiovascular system. It causes tachycardia, hypotension, vasoconstriction to the brain, decreasing blood flow, and in severe cases, tetany. Tetany is a syndrome that involves involuntary muscle movements and twitches due to the decreased partial pressure of carbon dioxide in the arteries.
So, how does this affect flying? As stated before, many of the causes of hyperventilation are common while flying: stress, high workloads, and so on. Add on an emergency scenario, and you have a recipe for possible hyperventilation. Imagine you're coming into land, and your vision becomes blurry, and your thinking becomes disorganized. All of this could make the hyperventilation even worse, adding to stress and anxiety, making the hyperventilation worse. This could even lead to a loss of consciousness. Hyperventilation has occurred in pilots recently. However, it is uncommon. Due to effective training on its signs, symptoms, and how to prevent and treat it, there hasn't been a fatal accident linked back to hyperventilation since 1925. So, how do you treat it? Ryan Richard will demonstrate for us.
If you ever have a bag, in this case it's a chip bag, just breathing in and out can be useful for correcting your CO2 and O2 levels, because the bag takes CO2 and some of the O2 out from your mouth, and then you just breathe it back in. So that way your CO2 goes up and your O2 goes down, which is what you need when you're experiencing hypocapnia. And this corrects the blood alkalosis. So you shouldn't do that when you're not experiencing hyperventilation. Now I'm woozy.
Overall, the degree of impact for hyperventilation is minor. However, if an accident were to occur due to hyperventilation, that could be considered a substantial impact. In aviation, hyperventilation can pose a serious risk to flight safety. It can cause poor awareness, decision-making, and judgment. All crew members should always be aware of the hazards presented by hyperventilation and how to effectively treat it.
I need a bag for the rebreathing thing. I didn't have a brown paper bag, so I gotta get through all this shit.